So that was the moment when we were looking for. That moment when the Super Eagles of Nigeria once again showed that they can hold their own when it matters most. With the coach, Stephen Keshi, being at the helm of affairs. I'm going to ask my question on Stephen Keshi. If you are joining us, it is ABC Sport with yours sincerely, Chris Obokwa. Nigerian Football Federation President AMAJU Pinnick is here in the studio, and we're looking at Nigerian football entirely. But before I go back to him, let me take another caller on the line. 0208-808-0693 is the number. Hello, caller. Good day. It is your program.
Yeah, good day, Chris. My name is DJ Abbas. How are you doing?
Hello, DJ Abbas. Nice to have you on the program.
It's a pleasure. And hello to Mr. Pinnick. Welcome to the show.
Hello, DJ
and welcome
Abbas.
to the UK.
Thank you so much.
In the last 12 to 18 months, the NFF has, and football, Nigerian football in general, appears to have been going through turbulent times, especially on the senior level, with the uncertainty of employing a coach, which obviously has been resolved right now. And in that period, you've come on board as the new head of the NFF. And information we've always heard is that you've been in town trying to source for UK-born Nigerian kids. My first question in that regard is, there's a certain structure in the UK that a lot of these UK kids are kind of currently used to. Quite a lot of them are in the top Premiership clubs training their youth teams. And as a new NFF chairman, if you are wooing them, wanting to bring them to represent the motherland Nigeria, what do you have in place to make them comfortable and make their parents or their teams comfortable that they'll be getting the similar level of training in order to make your plan to bring them home work? And that's number one. And number two is the Super Eagles have just signed a new deal with Nike. A problem we've had previously, especially for diasporan Nigerians, is sourcing the Super Eagles kit. A Nigerian game is coming up in the UK. We start to get a lot of calls from Nigerians asking, how do we get this kit? Where can we get them?
All right.
What plans are in place to make sure we don't have this problem?
DJ Abbas, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
DJ Abbas, I want to really thank you. Your questions are very straightforward and very articulate. The first question, I take every opportunity. I might not necessarily be flying to UK to say I want to see the parents of Nigerian football, because of the simple fact that there's a technical study group, there's a technical committee, and of course there's a technical director in the board of Shaibu Amodu, you know. But because of the love that I have for this game, I always want to fill in the gap, you know. And of course, in London here, we have a special envoy, Tunde Adelakun, you know. So whenever I'm coming to London, even if I'm going to America, I use London as a hub a lot, you know, or going anywhere. I just go Tunde, what can you put together for me, you know? And it was okay, yeah, we can see XYZ parents, we can see this, we can see that, all geared towards enhancing the fortunes of the game in Nigeria. So that's just basically it. We met with a lot of parents, and some of them were very enthusiastic. One thing I've observed about parents in the UK, which I must very commend, is that they love their country. You know, they love Nigeria, and I think that is the spirit. Nigeria is the greatest nation in this world, as far as I'm concerned. I love the country to my marrow. So I want people to continue in that state. And because everybody we met, you know, they showed a lot of enthusiasm. And they prayed for us. They came all the way from all parts of the United Kingdom to meet with us in central London. And I really appreciate that, you know. And coming to your question, when they come, you see, when you're coming to play for your national team, what we try to do is to provide the best for you at that period. You know, and you know, we like I can tell you, for example, now the under-20 team, they're in Germany training. Germany, they have some of the best equipment in the world. Yeah, we like I said, I got elected on the 30th, and we have a system. For you to change a system is you must be able to win, you be able to come up with an articulate reason why you need this to be changed, and all those things, you know, happen overnight. So it takes a lot of time. You know, by God's grace, I think I'm very well equipped. From 1999 till date, I've been in the corridors of football. First, I was vice chairman Delta Football Association, 1999 to 2002. Then I became chairman Delta Football Association for 10 years. And in those 10 years, by God's grace, we built football in Delta to a level where everybody appreciated. The first football, the state football, to build a football house that has everything you can think of. You know, we train a lot of coaches. We even brought coaches at the level of Delta State Football Association. You know, referees, we did all those things. And in fact, those were my selling points that made them to catapult, that made them to vote for me in electing me. So I think there are things that we'll do, but we'll do it very gradually. But coming to Nigeria to play, we'll guarantee them that we have some of the best facilities in the country that they can use. Like I said, we introduce science in anything that we do, which also means that we introduce science. And what is science? Science is that which is observable. If you look at the result, this result is coming out, and that's the result that we expect it to come out. Science also means nutrition, food science. I can tell you, for example, now most Premier League clubs now, they won't take, because they pay these players so much. So every year, all these players, they do weekly tests on their urine. They want to know the number of consumption of alcohol. They want to know the number of what's in their blood and all this stuff, because it enhances productivity. You know, so nobody will pay that kind of money and will sit and look at you to mess up yourself. So that's science. So those are things that we intend to introduce when you're coming to play for a national team. The last discussion I had with them when they lost at home to Uganda was basically that, listen, if you are given a call-up based on the fact that this is you see a letter inviting you to play for Nigeria, you have a choice to say you don't want to play. Because if you see that letter and you accept to play, don't give us 100%, give us 200%. Just know that you are coming there for this motive. Know that it is Nigerian football minus every other person in achieving that success. And I made them to understand that. And when they went to South Africa, they were blazing. So the truth is, we'll keep talking to them, we'll keep trying to modify things, we'll keep trying to introduce things that are new. In answering to your second question about the Nike thing, yes, we're happy we got Nike. We're very discreet about it because we had issues with, you know, when I came in, when I took over some of the things I read in my handover files with issues they had with Nike, I went deep. I did with Adidas. I went deep, did my own investigation. There are so many things that we cannot say, but we found out that I just want to give you food for thought. If, for example, in the last 4 years, that's the most successful period in Nigerian football, the most successful period in Nigerian football, and your kit sponsor is walking away, you should ask yourself a question. So at that point, we came in from a weak point, getting Adidas, getting Nike. And I really want to appreciate Nike. And one of the things we told them is that we are going to work in making sure we realize that dream. And one of the dreams we want to realize is what you're telling us, total merchandising. If you go to Nike shop, I visited the Nike town yesterday. We're going to have a whole hamlet there for Nigerian memorabilia, including our jerseys. I can tell you because we know we have a huge population in the UK. Yeah. The same, all Nike towns all over the world, we're going to have Nigerian jerseys. So we did our own work very well. You know, it might not be, you know, we might not say anything, but what they are offering us in VIK is huge. And we are very, very excited and thankful to Nike.
Okay. Because of time, we'll try to, you know, constrain some of the questions. I know callers are flooding in and some are already begging to speak to AMAJU Pinnick. Okay, let me pick this call. Hello, caller. Good day. It is your program, ABC Sports. Make it very simple, please, if you can.
Hello.
Hello, good day. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from London.
Brilliant. What's the name?
Yeah, Ide. Shole.
Okay. Make your question brief.
My name is Shole, sir.
Shole, make it brief. Go on.
Yeah, please, I want to speak to...
He's listening. He's listening. Go on.
Yeah, because we know him as he's a normal guy.
Okay. We can go on with that. Okay, let's quickly talk about Stephen Okechukwu-Keshi. We remember vividly that when you came into powers, you said to Nigerians all over the world, we will want Stephen Okechukwu-Keshi to handle the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We could like him, we could like to educate him more, we could like to profile him more. Perhaps you suggested for him to go to, you know, technical trainings and all of that, alongside with Amokachi. And which everybody, you know, some who supported that gave a clap, and those who didn't, they showed some frown face. But then again, when a politician spoke in the names of Jonathan and Goodluck, the president of Nigeria spoke, you turned around as if you were scared. Does it simply mean that a politician speaks and the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, knowing fully well that Plata or perhaps FIFA doesn't like politics, you could actually dwell yourself in listening to politicians and not doing what is right? And now, as we speak, just to conclude on the question, as we speak, you have rightfully giving, perhaps giving Keshi the contract. Are you in the right side? Do you know who you want to choose as a coach?
Let me try what I want to do. We in the federation, we are trying to minimize mistakes as much as possible, and by saying that, the emphasis here is when I came in, I've always believed in building capacity. I've always believed in equipping yourself as a coach. I felt at that point that he needed to equip his capacity, he needed to build his capacity, and that was the basis that we asked him then to go and build. Because it's contract that he didn't have a contract. It's contract that already expired, So he wasn't engaged to the Nigerian Football Federation. He was doing what's called pay as you go, pay as you play, coaching. And we should also know that every coach is as good as his last game, But then our situation was not very peculiar. What we did was, you see, there's something people should know about Keshi. Give and take. This somebody has said Nigeria from 1980. From the days of St. Fimbas all to today. When I saw this boy scoring the goal now, in this your preview you just showed, Umba.
That's your boy?
That player. And that boy, Keshi came to the stadium, we sat together when he said, I want that player. And that's it, So Keshi did a lot of work in terms of developing the home-based players, bringing them to the fore, making them see their delight,
Okay, Keshi did all of that.
Why I said is, it did not. At that point, we felt in there to build his capacity and wanted to send him on a course to build his capacity for a year, have some form of internship, some form of training, and perhaps after that, he could come back in any capacity to the Super Eagles. But a lot of people misconstrue it because one, there was no contract. People should understand that. Now, when we looked at the time, it was very short. We got the technical director now, AMAJU, to head. He advised us because we listen to opinions. We listen to very strong opinions. He opined strongly that there was no point in taking charge. Keshi had worked under him when they qualified Nigeria for the first time. Keshi had worked under him, and that he would want to work with Keshi so that we should bring back Keshi. We came back as a board. All the decision was collective, A to Z of not just AMAJU Pinnick. I have a board that everybody on that board got elected, so you must respect everybody on the board.
Are you happy that Keshi is your coach?
I'm very, very happy. I'll tell you why. Very, very happy. So when we came back, we saw it. Then he came, and now before then we had an issue that came back from the last board. Sebano Sokpala taking the NFF to CAS and winning the case in CAS. It was very bad. When I asked about the contract, was poorly done, and so we took our time. We took our time in fine-tuning the contract. First, also look at Nigerian corporates because of the impending politics that was coming up. Nigerian corporates practically lowered whatever their partnership was with Nigeria. We look at what we had as finances. If we went to go and get a foreign coach, how are we going to fund it? I don't live in the clouds. I don't want to owe salaries. I don't want to do all this stuff. That's not really basically an excuse. So we look at Keshi and say, okay, he has really defined. And within those periods, I can also tell you that he was actually equipping himself. And on our own part, we were also trying to look for ways of trying to say, okay, how can we build him? I met Hassan. I spoke to Hassan. And Hassan has decided that, okay, listen, in June, let him come for some kind of specialized training. We are meeting. I spoke with Walter Gag, the technical study group, director of technical study on FIFA, is arranging a program. You see, everybody, even me, you, if you want to grow and own your own broadcast station, you must build your capacity.
That's right.
You should be able to look at, because every day something new is coming. Something new is coming. So you should be able to tap. The moment you don't tap into that, you are left behind. Yeah. So everybody, even I said, even Mourinho, the best coaches in the world. Even I can tell you, Alex Ferguson, when he say he has retired, I can also tell you that he's also looking into some other areas of equipping himself because nobody knows tomorrow.
All right.
So those are the things that we are doing. And when we decide to say, I mean, we're not going to come out to say he was interviewed. We had discussions with him, and we saw that a lot of changes. We saw a lot of things, and you must give it to him. He's the only one of two Africans that have won it as a player and won it as a coach.
Okay, AMAJU, at that point, please give me a minute. Let me talk to those at home. They are ready to go. Another caller on your line. Let's have you. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
I'm Gabriel. I'm calling from London.
Gabriel from London. Please make it very smart if you can.
Thank you for the opportunity. Well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Mr. Pinnick, it's nice to have you on the show. I'll go straight to my question. I like your approach, I must say. What is the Federation goals for the next 5 years for Nigerian football?
Thank you.
And
Yeah, that's a very that's a very another very articulate question. I like London, very critical, you know, and your criticism are very instructive, not destructive. So I'll tell you that. Well, our goal for Nigerian football for the next 5 years is to create a sustainable football culture for Nigeria. You know, that is basically what we want to do. England today, they don't have the best of football teams, but they have the best football culture in the world. Every stadium in England is a destination. We're trying to emulate that. We're trying to do something that... Now, what we're trying to do, we came out with a program. I came out with a manifesto when I was contesting in building what's called the long and medium-term program for Nigerian football. And what is the short-term program? Short-term program is using all the best available resources and best human manpower in terms of players in winning and qualifying Nigeria for every tournament available. Success to us is not defined by winning laurels. Let me clear this. It's creating that culture of sustainable football development. Now, the short-term program is qualifying Nigeria, I want to repeat, for every tournament using the best brains, using the best legs in the business, in under 17, under 20, under 21, even the Olympics team. Same applies to the female national teams, including futsal and beach soccer. Now, what is the medium-term program? The medium-term program is producing what's called the Generation Nest. The Generation Nest after the Mikel, the Generation Nest after the Efe Ambrose, after those people that are playing right now. How do you create it? Now, we have the current under-20 team. Bulk of them won the under-17. Now, we're also looking at the league. We're looking at the league in Nigeria. And once we start our program, the technical study group, they go around the leagues in Nigeria and pick 1 or 2 players within every 3-4 months and see how we can partner some developmental leagues in Europe. You know, the developmental leagues are the leagues in Belgium, the leagues in Denmark, Norway, Holland. Partner some clubs there. For example, Standard Liège or Lokeren. You can pick a player, a young enterprising player from work. And the federation will superintend a movement between that Warriors and that player because this player is gifted. We see him as a genius. So in every quarter, we select 1, 2, 3 players. We send them here. We're in the process of establishing that relationship first with the developmental leagues. Now, when you send these players here, the essence of sending them there is to have some kind of exposure. You send them there, and if the team says, we cannot, this player is not good enough, I will say, please keep this player. We'll be paying this because we know that this player is usually talented. Now, if they say they want to take him, this player cannot move for 5 years. If a player that is 16 years or 17 years, we get him, 3, 4, 5 years, with the kind of facilities. Let me explain what a developmental league is. Developmental league are those leagues you go to. They teach you how to train. They teach you how to trap the ball. They teach you how to chase the ball, how to head the ball. That's why you see their games are usually very polished. Somebody like Finidi George, very polished game. Somebody like Kanu Wanko, very polished game, because they all went through the leagues. Yeah. Even Mikel Obi, very polished game. These are the kind of games, tip, tap, and pass. They don't. But if you look at people that left Nigeria straight to those leagues, and those leagues do not believe that, you should they should teach you those basics again. They just wanted to score goals. You see their game is different. Somebody like Ahmed Musa, just imagine Ahmed Musa, if he had come through those developmental leagues, he would have been one of the finest players in the world today. But today, he's still usually gifted. But look at his game from Kano Pillars straight to Lokomotiv Moscow. And that's why his game is like that. It's because he does well, but he would have done a lot better going through the developmental leagues. So that is, that's our medium term. You ask a question, so please, they should wait. Yeah, that's the medium term program. Apart from that, we're also looking at young players. Yeah, for example, if we're able to get Chuba Akpom, get Jordan Ibe, get some of those players in the leagues here, a lot of them they have Nigerian parents, not just there, there's Imo Ezekiel, a lot of them, we're talking to them, or we're talking to some of their parents already, we're looking at inviting them, making them see reason why they should come to and play for Nigeria, So we're looking at that. A lot of them, Semi Ajayi, thank God Alex Iwobi is coming already. So you look at all these players, coupled with the under-20 team, this and part of the under-23 team, this is what's called the Generation Nest. That's our mid-term program. We have a team A, team B, team C, possibly. Then the long-term program is we're trying to reintroduce what's called the academic house. We've just been able to put pen to paper, signing some kind of MOU, which is not properly documented yet, with some big companies. They had to put a hold on it because of the elections. Now we're going to continue negotiation to see how we can introduce the academicals. Of course, you know some people that, you know, even Keshi, you know, the recipient or a product of the academicals. And then we also look at Dukia and Messi Maka, a product of the academicals. We are trying to bring that. And what's the academicals? For people that just hear academicals, don't know what's academicals. Academicals are the best in the various schools, in the various states, that the best 11. For example, if you go to Delta, for example, all the schools will play themselves. They will have a technical study group, whereby they will select the best of the schools. For example, from Hosi College, Mahama Matan, you get a player. From Orobo College, you get a player. From Government College, you get a player. Nana College, they now form what's called the Delta Academicals. Of course, they will now play through the zones and go to the finals and play the finals. From there, you can now start picking some into the junior team, some into the under-17 team. So those are a long-term program. And of course, we also have our under-13 tournament. We're also talking to a major company to see. Now, once we're able to achieve this, we keep them together, like what we've done with the under-20 team. That team, we conquer the world by God's grace in 2018. The Mawoni, them, you know, Chidera, Ian Acho, and very good coach, Manu Gaba, you know, Kagbadi, they are doing very well. So don't be surprised that this under-20 team, this under-20 World Cup, they can win it. Okay. By God's grace. So you see, all those are the things that we are doing. So these are a long, short, and medium-term program. And we are trying to work assiduously and prayerfully in achieving this. But I can tell you, it is not easy. It's a very tough call to run football in Nigeria, because everybody is a footballer, everybody is an administrator, you know. So, but it's a situation whereby we've decided to take all the stones.
Good. Why you ponder on my next question, which is, people keep seeing you with pictures of Wenger, some of the coaches in UK. And I think perhaps we are misquoted when they ask, what do you go to do with them? There's a say, perhaps I read it wrongly, that you go in there to see how you can, you know, speak to them so that they can bring more players, so that they can help you with your coaches and all of that. And we thought it was your coach to do that, perhaps Stephen Okechukwu's job to do all of that. But why you think about it? Let's listen to some of the callers out there. Hello, caller. Good day. It is your program, ABC Sports with Chris Obukwelu. Who's there and what's your name?
Hi, Chris. It's Anthony. Anthony Mwigwe.
Anthony Mwigwe. Ex-international, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, if I'm right.
Yes.
Brilliant. Thanks for joining us. We have the president of Nigerian Football Federation in our midst, AMAJU Pinnick. Please fire.
Hi, Mr. Abeli. You're welcome to the show. And I've, listened to you for a very long time now, and I found out that it's a simple question that I wanted to ask. The question is, right, we concentrate more about the Super Eagles. Everything about Nigerian football is based on the Super Eagles. And if you look at that, it's killing the local league back home. And that is why we are not getting any players coming out from the local league again, dominating the scene, to be able to come up and then give that competition to the national team players who are from abroad coming in, who then know that they wouldn't have that automatic set because somebody else again is putting pressure on them. But with the league so badly presented, I don't know what your focus is now for the league to be able to come back again to that glorious days that we have during in Nigerian football.
You see, I also mentioned to you about my 3-prong or planks program, short, long, and medium term. And if you look at the short, the medium, and the long term, they're basically from the domestic league. And I also say that we are going through a lot of trying times. The league management company, which is like the equivalent of the EPL here, they are doing a lot of work in trying to rejuvenate, trying to rebuild Nigerian football. And I believe they are doing a very good job. And what I just request from Nigeria is perseverance, knowing fully well that if you support a player, you need to condition the player, you need to prime the player, you need to groom, you need to nurture the player to greatness. It doesn't take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. It takes a lot of time for that player, including you that played in the Super Eagles. They didn't just see you once and say, yeah, you can score a goal the next day. If you listen to some of the stories, some of the tales of these players that played in the national team, like JJ, for example, they didn't go there. So JJ went and said, okay, he was accompanying somebody and they saw him, okay, come and play. A lot of them, even Gaba Peters those days, you could recall his tales. So what I'm trying to say is that we are coming out very strong, and we are coming out. We just want Nigerians to be very patient with our policies. Our policies, if you look at our policies, these are policies that are not alien. These are policies that are doable. They are achievable. And we want every hands on deck. If you have anything to contribute, you can reach us. We are very easily accessible. I want to believe I'm the the most accessible Nigerian football president ever. You know, so I'm everywhere. Yeah, I don't think Chris will bear witness to that. So I don't think it's difficult for us to.
That's when you're not in Canada or with FIFA.
So that's it. So I just want to appreciate your concern and your call, and I just want to tell you that we should be patient. Nigeria had good fortunes. Now we kind of nosedive, but we are coming up again. The good news about learning is, if you make a mistake, you'll be intelligent enough to learn from your mistakes. Intelligent enough to learn from your mistakes. Weak enough to cry for your mistakes, but resurgent enough to bounce back. You must be resurgent enough to bounce back, and that's exactly what we are doing. And we will certainly bounce back for greatness. I can assure you, by God's grace.
Time won't let us take more questions.
So you can take
unfortunately so, because of time. But if we can, let's finish on this note by saying, AMAJU Pinnick, we've seen everything. We just believe that AMAJU Pinnick wants to use science to improve Nigerian football. Fair enough. But then again, using science to do these things, does it limit to the boys? What about the girls? Finish on that note and tell us your last word before we end the show, because of time.
We worked so much with the girls. I already speak to Assistant Oshola and Paranose. We look at them, we keep them together. And the girls are very happy. We've planned a lot of things. You see the way they demolished the Malian national team. All those are preparatory games, you know, even though they are competitive games as well. So, but I think we don't limit anything that we are doing. You know, it's just that the Super Eagles, they are the super brand of Nigerian football. That's why a lot of focus on the Super Eagles. We do not. We were in the beach soccer, and they were provided. They went for a training tour in South Africa, and came back and went again. You know, even though they came third. You know, so we don't limit it to the Super Eagles, but of course they are the focus anywhere in the world. The English national team, how many times do you have the female national team in England or the under-17 or the various? No, they are very popular, but not half as popular as the female. Half. So I'm even telling you. So Super Falcons, they have a lot of followers in Nigeria. And we are not, because they've given us a lot of credit, they've given us a lot of respect. They won their Nations Cup 7 times. And we know that they are going to do very well in Canada, you know, and we've given them all the support. And every program they brought, through the chairman of their committee, Ms. Delichukwu Oyedema, we have looked into it, the technical committee has looked into it, and everything is being done the way it is.
Unfortunately, time won't allow us to go more. A very big thank you, AMAJU Pinnick, for joining us on the show. Wish you best of luck, and anytime you can in London, always give us, why not come and have a picnic with us, if we have to put it that way. Thank you very much for coming in.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, but they should try and give us that support. Pray for us, give us that support, and most elementally, people should be, be very patient with the Nigerian football. That's the gospel I want to preach. Just be very patient. You will see good tidings. Nothing good comes easy.
Good.
Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
On that note, that's the program. That's the way we'll wrap it up for today. Let's do this same time, so when another 1,600 seconds will be spent talking sports. I haven't changed my name, I won't. On the day I do, you will be the first to know. Chris Obukwa is my name. Same station, same time next week. Good night.